Struggling to write emails that take forever? What if I told you you could send well crafted emails in seconds automatically? In this video, I'll show you how to create a Gmail workflow that works for you. Whether you are an employee or a business professional, this will save you lots of time and also keep your inbox in check. Let's get started. By adding chat trigger, so we can initiate this workflow right from this page, from this bottom chat bar. The next node we will integrate is AI agent. For this AI agent to work, we will need to back it up with a chat model. So we'll click here and we have a list of chat models which we can use. I'll go with OpenAI because I've created an account on OpenAI. If you don't know how to do it, go to platform.openai.com and create your account, and you can create your secret key which we will require here to add. API key will be your secret key, and also you will need to add a few dollars for balance to use this chat model. The next thing is we will select a model. I usually go with 4O mini because that's an advanced and cheaper model. With for chat memory, we will use Windows buffer memory because it is easiest to install and use, and this will record our conversations or our chats. So when you ask a follow-up chat, it will remember the previous chat and answer accordingly. For tool, we will use Gmail because we will be sending our message to Gmail for it to send it forward to the person we want to send this. And there it is, our workflow is ready to be used. We will add a few details here. So for this, Gmail account needs to be connected, and you will need client ID and client secret key to be added here. For that, you'll need to go to Google Cloud Console. If you don't know how to do that, I have explained it in previous videos. Tool description will be set automatically. Resources will be messages. We do not want to create labels, draft or threads. Finally, we will add operations, which is send a mail, and to the person we want to send a mail, subject and message. For this, we will add this dynamically from chatbot or the chat model. For to do that, we will use double braces, so it knows we will be using JavaScript here, and we will be accessing this from AI data type, and inside it we will use two key. Same we will use for subject and for message. Very quickly, I'll click expressions in both the places, and for replace to with subject and with message. What this will do is it will tell the model, it will communicate backwards and tell the model, chat model, how to send the data which it requires. So our chat model will send three parameters, to subject and message, which will fit perfectly in those places, and the message will be sent forward. So we have our chatbot ready. Let's quickly test this. So send mail to abc@yopmail.com asking him to review our agency page and recommend how to boost its reach. Alright, so this is a personal message personalized to my agency, and yeah. So let's send this message. Let's see how it works, and I'll click on send. So we'll check executions in the executions tab, and it is running. So chat model will know will take the email ID from the message. It will take the message or the it will analyze the message which we send, and it will create subject for fit for this mail, and it also create the message which will be an informal one. So our message will be sent through our Gmail account which we connected, and it is taking a few seconds. Let's just wait, and our execution is complete. So what this did is, let's analyze the flow. And we sent this message, mail to this email ID asking to review our agency page. This message got forwarded to AI agent, which email has been successfully sent. All right. So yeah, which took this message, and in the end it returned this message as output, and in between it sent the message to Gmail node. Let's see. So we have two, subject and message, all created by AI agent, and it got fit into those parameters place and got delivered to the mail. Now let's check if this mail got received on the other end by jumping to yopmail.com website and write abc at yopmail.com, or just abc is enough. And we have our message received, request for review and recommendation. I hope this message finds you well. I'll ask you to take a moment to review our AI agency page, and that's it. So you would have noticed this line. This email was sent automatically with n8n. If you use higher version of n8n application, you'll not be sending this with the mail, but with free version, you will be sending it. That's it. Now there is one more way we can automate this further. How? So from we can utilize this memory to store our email IDs for of clients or our friends or colleagues, which we usually send messages or mails every day to. And in the trigger page, we can just write message to person A, and it will take the email ID from the Windows buffer memory or the memory which we use, and use that in the Gmail tool. So let's go forward and do that. So the first thing we will do is create a document on Google Doc, and here we will add the name of our colleagues. So I'll add a colleague name ABC, or let's write a name Brad, and his email ID would be brad at yopmail.com. I checked, there is no person with this email ID. There are bots using this email ID, but no person. So it is safe to use this. Like the next would be, let's say, Terminator at yopmail.com. So we are ready with two person with two email IDs. Now you can add endless number of data of people, and it will be ready to be used in our memory. The next thing we need to do, I'll just save this document as directory, mail directory. And the next important step we will take is go to Pinecone. This is app pinecone.io. Create your Google account, or create your account here. You can use Google to create your account. Then we'll create an index. This will be our database, and Pinecone is a vector database. It stores data like text, long form text, in broken pieces in the form of numbers, and it is easy to query those or fetch those data however big it is. We'll write mail directory here. For dimensions, we will use cosine. and 1536. This is the length or dimensions of the 3D vector database which we want to create for our data set. And we'll use text embedding 3 small, which is a smaller model to query our data. And that's it. We are ready to run this. We'll you click on create index, and our index is ready, mail directory. Now to attach this Pinecone account to n8n, we can go to API keys and we can create a new API key and add it in our n8n credentials. Let's jump back to n8n. Now we will be using our data in two stages. First, the index we created, which is the database which we just created on Pinecone, we will add our data into it, and in the second stage we will query that data. So for the first stage we will add trigger, and we will be triggering this manually. As it is a one time process, I will be only triggering it once, and to do that we can click on test workflow. The next thing we will add is Google Doc. If you haven't created your Google Doc account and received client ID and client secret key, please do that so first and add it in n8n credentials page. I've added it on already, and we'll select document for resources, and operation will be get. And here we need to add the URL or ID of our document. We can go to Google Doc again and paste the entire URL here. The next stage we will take is add a vector database, which will be Pinecone. Add a document to vector store. Now I already added the Pinecone API key, which I just showed you how you can get it from. And our operation will be insert document, and here we will select mail directory index. Once we are done with that, we will add embeddings, which will be our chat model. I'll go with OpenAI embeddings, and we will use text embedding 3 small model. Our document will be default data loader, and our type of data will be JSON, and mode load all input data. So we'll just leave this as it is and go to text splitter. We'll use the basic token splitter. So this token splitter will be converting our document data into tokens and then split it and put it inside Pinecone. So this is our document workflow ready to add data in our document of Pinecone. To test this workflow, we'll first disable this so it doesn't run and it's deactivated. You didn't need not do that, but I just wanted to make sure to do it. And we'll click on create or test workflow, and our execution would have started. So the document data is getting fetched and added into one Pinecone database. So this workflow has been executed. Now if we go to Pinecone database, here mail directory, you will see that this got filled now. It just got refreshed, but it got filled now, which was blank earlier. So our data has been added. Now we need to go back to the n8n workflow, and we can remove this. We can get rid of this if we want, or we can just disable this if we want. Now we will reactivate our chat trigger, and in the tool we will add vector store tool. So this is our vector store tool, which will help us fetch data from the Pinecone vector database. We can name it as we want. We can name it mail directory again for the lack of good names, and description we can leave it as it is. Limit will be 4. I'll just place this here just for convenience and easy visibility. And for vector store, we will add Pinecone vector store. From the list, we will select mail directory and retrieve documents for AI agent chain. So this is our another layer in this tree. For embeddings, we can add OpenAI embeddings. For models, we can add again chat model, OpenAI chat model, and Foro Mini. Here. So we have our workflow ready to be used, and let's try querying this. We can use chat, and we'll ask it to send mail to Terminator and ask him to come prepared for interviewing 3 candidates tomorrow. And let's run this. Let's see how it works. We'll go to execution and we'll wait for it to get executed. So our workflow has finished execution successfully, and I think it is showing some error in the Gmail side. So from chat model, it received the email correctly, which is terminator@yopmail.com, which we added in the database. And for subject, we it created on its own interview preparations. For message, it created hello Terminator. Please be prepared for interviewing 3 candidates tomorrow. Best regards. And it filled those data in correct positions, but the error which got thrown from Gmail was the invalid email address. The email address Terminator in two field isn't valid. So this must be the error thrown by Google or by Gmail. But this is how the model works. It fetched the email ID automatically from our database and sent it to Gmail. We can use it to execute another workflow and maybe send mail to Brad. Let's quickly do that just so we do not leave it midway. Now, before we move forward and mail Brad, let's open AI agent. And here we did not add a system message earlier, so let's provide it so our AI agent knows for sure what to do and always does the job brilliantly. So I'll write you are a mailing agent. I will provide you name of the person to mail and what to mail them. You can find the email ID in the vector store tool or using the vector store tool, and draft a mail and send it to Gmail tool. And we have our agent ready. Let's try this. I'll save it and write some message. Send mail to Brad asking him to prepare presentation for client X tomorrow, and I'll send the message. Let's see how the execution flows. This will take a few seconds, and our execution has been completed. successfully, and it took the mail from our database, vector database, and created a title which is the subject and drafted the mail perfectly. And this time we have delivered the mail successfully. Gmail did not stop us from sending out that mail. So that's our email agent. You can use this agent to send emails every day, formal or informal. Now, before we close this, I have one last thing which will really help you. So this dashboard or this n8n application will not be available for you all the time. You need something which is more accessible using your mobiles and other devices. So to do that, we can click on this when chat message received, and we can make chat publicly available. I'll click this, and it has given us a URL to be accessible through browser. So if you click on this, it will copy the URL, and just make sure you click on this, you activate this workflow and paste this URL on browser. There it is. So you can open this browser from your mobile and other devices as well, and you can ask it to send mail to any person you want and the context, and it will do the same job. So do use it, and if you like the video, if you found it helpful, please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and mention in the comments what workflow would you like to see next.